Hi, I'm Bill Kamper, and I am a collector of things related to Edgar Rice Burroughs, the author of Tarzan, John Carter of Mars, some 50 books, the originator of many other types of books, born in 1892, first book published in 1912, from whence came some 30-odd movies and a worldwide fan club. This is my collection. My collection consists, of course, of books, and there are various types of books published over the years, from children's books that you can see on the top shelf. Those are called Big Little books, to many different publishers producing his stories. Those stories led to the movies that we are aware of, and they consisted of more than just Tarzan, but Jungle Girl, The Mucker, and a variety of Western movies as well. Of course, some of these books were condensed for children and for others. These books primarily are in the 30s and 40s. They are condensations of comics. We also have in here that is a publication of Tarzan of the Apes, provided to our servicemen in World War II. This is my primary Tarzan comic book collection. It goes from 1930, when it first started out in the newspapers, and then into comic books, which came out roughly every month by the 1950s. There's roughly 300 comic books in this portion of the collection. I have more in the file cabinets in the back. Total collection would probably be, I'm going to guess, in the neighborhood of 600 comics, plus many duplicates. I was pointing out earlier the books that he published, and most of the publications, early publications, come without dust covers, available to the late collector like myself. So I went and bought the 1943 series of, produced by Edgar Rice Burroughs Corporation, so that I could have the dust covers in premier shape. Aren't they beautiful? They are representative of the originals, but we can actually display these. In addition to the comic book portion of my collection, there's artwork. And probably the most prominent is this Vallejo called The Green Princess. And it is of a 1938 movie, Tarzan, The Green Princess, the bad guys, and that's Jane, bonded in the background. A lot of the artwork that I also collected was either pen and ink or by pencil. These are primarily comic book and magazine illustrators. We've got Frank Reyes, Dave Hoover, Marvel Comics. More of Dave Hoover's, who unfortunately has died not too long ago as a young man. Here we have Joe Jusko's pen on paper that eventually, as you can see, turned into a postcard. And Joe's original artwork down below called the Dum Dum. That was acquired at auction in New York. Of course, comic books art is a form of a layup of drawings with a colorist adding to it after the drawing. This is what a comic book's page looks like in its origination, and it ends up in that comic book. That's a 1950 comic book by Jesse Marsh with art. That is the original page. Other art, here's pen on ink, Tarzan the Invincible by Gray Morrow. Then we also have what turned out to be a comic book page by Russ Manning. And another Gray Morrow. Of course, most of us are most familiar worldwide with Tarzan in the movies, and these are representative of those. This is the first Tarzan, 1919, I believe, Elmo Lincoln. More prominently, we see Tarzan in the movies with Johnny Weissmuller in the 1930s and 40s. And that went on for many years with Gordon Scott. Many actors have played Tarzan. Wish only that I had the body to do the same. I also have a collection of reference materials on movies and Tarzan gatherings over the years. Of course, you had to have Tarzan in one form or another for children on TV. So these are actually 3 cells of that Tarzan cartoon, if you will, for Saturday morning viewing. Tarzan carried a knife. John Carter fought bad guys on Mars, and that is their weapon. Pretty heavy little base. That's Tars. That's what they look like, believe it or not, on Mars. Here's part of our collection of figurines from the Princess of Mars, through Tarzan and the Apes by somebody else, and Tarzan fighting Bolgani. Well, thanks for letting me show you at least a portion of the collection. And I think there is a way of saying goodbye in Tarzan language. And by the way, the phrase Umgawa cannot be found in any authentic Tarzan book. Thank you.